One of the most covert and damaging dynamics in families ruled by a narcissistic mother. It's not sexual, but it is seductive. It's not physical, but it is invasive. And for the son, it feels like a strange kind of love that suffocates instead of nurtures. These mothers don't raise their sons, they recruit them, grooming them to become their emotional husbands, confidants, and ego regulators. The son becomes a stand-in for the partner she manipulates or resents, a surrogate soulmate who must meet her emotional needs at the expense of his own identity. And unless he escapes the grip of her psychological enmeshment, he will struggle for the rest of his life to form authentic relationships, especially with other women. Narcissistic mothers will pathologically enmesh with their sons, effectively destroying their own identity and producing an emotionally incestuous relationship with her, where he becomes her surrogate spouse, best friend, and really serves as nothing more than an extension of herself. Son as the surrogate spouse. At the heart of emotional incest lies a role reversal. The narcissistic mother casts her son in the role of her emotional husband, confiding in him about her relationship problems, seeking his comfort, and subtly expecting loyalty that would otherwise be reserved for a romantic partner.
This type of mother that you are, you're a fucking banshee. I tried to love you still because I'm a real nigga. Because I wanted to love my mother. Even though she ain't never loved me, bro. You done have 2 different husbands put their hands on me, bro. For some shit that you did because you want to keep fucking with your side nigga. But keep blaming everything on everybody else, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You done have me tripped out trying to protect you from all these niggas and turn myself into a whole crazy person out here fighting crackheads and shit for you because you want to fucking do all the bullshit that you doing. For what? Who you know started arguing with a nigga and then running their son room. I'm 15. And Charlie's like, yeah, you won't come in here though. I'm 15. This a grown ass bodybuilder, bro. Why you keep having me try to squabble this nigga? I don't know. If y'all can't see from her character what type of person, fuck what she say, cause she gonna lie her ass off. She gonna lie like a dog in heat, bro. She'll lie about what day it is. I swear to you, and look you dead in your face and lie to you. Right? I want her to be a better person. That's why I stuck with her so long, cause I keep hoping that it's a better person in there somewhere. After all the raggedy, fucked up shit she do, I'm thinking like, man, she just need love. You know what I'm saying? Like she probably had a fucked up, rough life, and I tried to beat a nigga to love her, and this how she cocked her legs up and sat me down and took a shit right in my face, bro. After all the shit I did for her, I went to bat with motherfuckers that I cared about. That shit happened with Rock. I was low-key cool with Rock before that, you feel me? And the only reason I didn't fuck with Rock after that is because I feel like out of respect for me, you shouldn't have beat my mama, bro. Because she really needs a real-life epiphany to go into her life, because the shit she tried to do with me is really, it's demonic. It's really demonic. It's I have no soul. I have no conscience. Devour your own child. I'm her firstborn child. I've been in her life more than anybody. Probably longer than daddy. Literally, I've been in her life probably longer than her daddy. And that's how you do me, nigga. I done fought crackheads for you, nigga. At 15. I done fought crackheads for you at 15, bro. I fought for both our lives, bro. This nigga kicked me in my face. Real life. This nigga, I'm not talking about no play scuffling, nigga. Me and this nigga squabbling. I'm hitting this nigga with poles. Nigga, my mom had to try to run this nigga over with the car, like, and then she went back and did this shit again. And me and this nigga fighting because she won't stop fucking her side nigga, and this nigga talking to my mom, I'm crazy. What I'm supposed to do? And again, she wrong again. You wrong again. You can't fucking keep your pants up. You know what I'm saying? And this your whole husband.
Next, the narcissistic mother utilizes boundary erasure disguised as closeness to pathologically enmesh her son to her. Narcissistic mothers who engage in emotional incest are masterful at disguising enmeshment as closeness. They'll say, we've just always been best friends, or he tells me everything, or he's the only one who really gets me. What sounds like maternal affection is often boundary annihilation. The mother subtly invades his privacy, manipulates his emotions, and discourages independence under the guise of intimacy. She needs him enmeshed, dependent, and guilt-ridden if he dares to separate.
It's always been Blue and I's lifestyle of entertainment, okay? I tried to get Callie and Dre to, find entertainment and the life of entertainment interesting. They've never liked it, okay? They've never liked the idea of television. They've never liked the idea of fame. They've never liked the idea of people in a business. But me and Blue, for some reason, this is our connection. We don't give a about what y'all talking about. We don't give a about y'all complaining. I'm so proud. I'm just a proud mommy. And I don't know why y'all keep complaining when I be proud. Now, when I'm on here calling him B-ass ninjas, y'all be happy. Why can't y'all be happy that I'm a proud mommy? Y'all should see me on the football field. Them parents be mad as hell, too. Y'all should see me out on that football field, girl. I don't give a fuck. I be the loudest parent. I be making them have to scream extra loud for their kids, honey. He can't hear that bullshit. This is the football field. It's raining and shit, girl. I be loud as hell. They don't want to sit by me or nothing, Jesus. Yeah, but stop doing that. Stop complaining about me and my kids, okay? Worry about your kids. When your kid get a number one or a touchdown or a tackle, you talk about them how you want to, okay? Now, when Callie and Blue say they coming back to the internet or they want to fuck with the internet, then I'll talk about them too. But for right now, they said, Mom, we ain't never really been into that entertainment shit. That's you and Blue. That's fine. That's okay. Now, when they do something, I'm going to talk about it. When they do something, I'm going to still talk about it. But for right now, while they just trying to be private and take care of their business and get they life together with the law, and they want to be private, that's their choice.
The narcissistic mother will engineer and carry out a silent war against the son's romantic partners. One of the most chilling aspects of this dynamic is the inevitable sabotage of the son's romantic relationships. No one is allowed to dethrone the mother. Any woman who dares to get close will be subtly undermined, pathologized, or painted as jealous, needy, or manipulative. All of which are projections, of course, of what she is actually guilty of doing. She is going to sow seeds of doubt and conflict, creating a loyalty bind in her son.
They asking you how you feel about Nevaeh.
I have had I've been communicating with her. She's been very nice communicating with during his stay at the jail. She's given me some encouraging moments, and when I like, when he don't like answer the phone and he might be in his moods, she would always tell me he good. So I don't have nothing bad to say about her. I would like for her to get up and get a job and go to work, and come back.
How you know she ain't working?
She might be work from home. I don't know. I just don't want her. I don't want her to get to a place in her life where, when you have a kid and it's not the man kid and you ain't got your life together. I would like for her to use this time to like take a class or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when he get ready to waive you or trade you or whatever, they gonna do at the end of the day, or she might get tired of him. Who knows? That you haven't just wasted time as a mom. That's what I would say. Because whenever I had me a good little sugar daddy, I would make the best of it for my kids.
Yeah.
You know what
She
I'm saying?
need to just have her own motion. You don't never want.
I would definitely. I don't care if she go work at Walmart. You know what I mean? Just make you some motion during the day, you know what I mean? Get your kid in daycare, like just do some stuff to like make yourself productive. So if you decide you don't want to be around no more, or you don't want you or y'all not together no more, I don't want you running around here like, oh, now how do I put my life back together and be relying on him? Because that's not, you know what I mean, nobody else's responsibility when you have a kid. So I don't like women that get, and I'm not saying I don't like her, but I don't like women that just get around a man and get comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
True.
And my girls, they don't get comfortable. I ain't never seen, you know what I'm saying, Callie or Jaden get comfortable when there's times that they could get comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, I be watching them like, what the fuck you over there doing? What you over there doing?
Get
You know
up.
what I'm
Get your
saying?
ass up.
Yeah, get up and at least clean up the house. Like I didn't
Exactly.
like the way the house was looking. It was you know what I mean? It's just a little stuff that maybe she need to work on. But other than that, I think she's a great person. I think she's a good mom. She's obviously, a
Yes.
good mom. Um, and that's points. But y'all be young. And I'm just saying, as a single mother, I was very aggressive, so I didn't really have time to just like do that. But hopefully, she gets this message, and then we see her at Walmart or something. I don't know why Jonathan think these women gonna ever love him. They only want you cause you blue face. If that woman loved you, she would have told you right while we were sitting there. And I want y'all to go watch the episode because I teach my sons how a woman try to act like she more important than your mama on the first motherfucking week should let you know what you dealing with. That should let you know. Especially if the motherfucker was licking balls and sucking dick while you was in jail. Anyway, if somebody mama bumped into me and did all X, Y, and Z that happened, and I knew it was an accident and I knew it was some bullshit, I would have stepped up and said, hey, you and your mom don't need to go back and forth. Me and her cool. That was an incident, an unfortunate situation, and she didn't mean that because before you got here, me and her was doing cool. But when Jonathan little girlfriends want to sit back and try to see if he loved him, oh, he really loved me if he disrespect his mama, nigga, we faking. Nigga, he ain't gonna never love you until I tell him to. That's my motherfucking child. He came out my ass. Okay, I'm gonna give him the green light. And if you snitch on my son to me, you gonna snitch on my son to the popo. That motherfucker said your son was in here too. And his friend was in here. We was all in here. But I only heard you, ho. Only heard you. So why you snitching on my son to try to make his mama feel some type of way? That's why he called me back the next day and said, pull up, mama, and get your episode. And pull up and get your money. And pull up and you gonna put this mother playground together too. Y'all want him to love y'all more than he loved his mama on the first motherfucking month? What kind of man do you want? And we gonna run game on you hoes all day because you being weird. You're being weird. How you gonna tell on him? He was in here when you was knocking on the door too. Bitch, if you was down, you was supposed to take that on the chin and be like, oh, he wasn't here. It was all me. I would never tell on my husband to his mama. That's some weirdo shit. You wanted me to know that my son was in there while I was knocking on the door after I done drove a whole hour through traffic. You wanted me to know that? So when he come ask me on Tuesday or Wednesday what you think about so-and-so, Ma, what's your read on her? Because he asked me to read all you hoes. I'ma tell him, nope, son, that ain't it. She about to suck balls and draws soon as you leave, okay? Because a down woman is something like Jaden. That's about close as I'ma get to it. Now I know she might not have gave him no money while he was in jail, and she might have acted up, but before that, she ain't dare about to tell on me. And if I knock on that mother door and if we ain't speaking at all, she gonna tell Jonathan, your mama outside, you need to go out there with your mama. That's what she gonna tell him. She ain't gonna be in the house laughing like, your mama's outside. Girl, I know the social security number and the bank account. And my name on one of them. So you thought that was funny? You look dumb. Because when he asked me what I think about you, I'm going to say, she worse than the last hoe. And I'm not going to say you worse than the last person because of how you did me. Because you left me outside knocking at the door and thought that was funny. My problem is that you told on him. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm looking for? You told on my son to me. That means you going to tell on my son in anything. You going to tell if he's still in Walmart. You going to tell, ho. You harried up and, Jonathan was in here too. Girl, you was supposed to take that on the chin like when you was laughing because we going to laugh at you. We going to laugh at you together. We gonna definitely laugh. Whole family gonna laugh at Christmas time when you ain't never allowed to come over my house. Now I'm done with that.
And unfortunately, most emotionally enmeshed sons unconsciously choose the latter, leaving behind a trail of failed relationships, all while wondering why love feels so complicated, guilt-ridden, or doomed. The narcissistic mother views her son as something she owns, her property, essentially. In her world, he belongs to her, and anyone who dares to take him away from her control will be viewed as the enemy that must be destroyed. For sons who are pathologically enmeshed with their narcissistic mothers, their biggest priority will always be their mother, never their partner. Next, the narcissistic mother will weaponize guilt and martyrdom. Guilt is the glue that keeps the son stuck. Narcissistic mothers excel at martyrdom, using phrases like, "after everything I've done for you," or "I guess I'm just a burden now." She casts herself as the suffering saint, and he is guilt-tripped into submission. The son is trained to anticipate her needs, soothe her moods, and prioritize her feelings above his own, lest he be accused of selfishness or abandonment. Her suffering becomes his responsibility, and her unhappiness his fault. This is emotional blackmail, and unfortunately, it will distort his moral compass, making self-protection or a commitment to any other woman or relationship feel like betrayal. These mothers are brilliant at exploiting guilt and building this ridiculous narrative that they are some type of a saint or a martyr because they made sacrifices for him. This son doesn't understand that's what a mother is supposed to do when she has a child. It goes with the territory. It's a part of making a decision to become a mother. He doesn't owe her anything because she birthed him and made sacrifices for him. Her love should be unconditional. However, in these families, her love is 1000% conditional, and no one is more aware of this fact than he is.
I gave you everything I had. I gave my life to you. I'm still giving my life to your children. The whole time you was locked up, buddy, I had to be a daddy and a mama to help your baby mama out. I had to hear your baby mama whine and moan and complain. I had to, I had to be there. So I don't get enough credit, and I'm not looking for no credit from my kids, because at this point I'm like, y'all and y'all credit, I'm gonna get it from God. But you gonna make it enough. You gonna make it enough so that we over here comfortable, me and these kids. It'd be a lot of kids and just me. So yes, I need a waterfall up over there, you know what I'm saying, for when I'm cooking, because this summer I'm going to use this grill every day. I got a grill outside. I am blessed and highly favored. No matter how they feel, they can't look at me and say, you didn't sow no seeds, baby. Okay, because I got this house when Jonathan wasn't here. Now, yes, his contributions over there telling the people to hire me, and he gatekeep the shit out of this shit. That's his job. He the gatekeeper. We called him the gatekeeper since he was 5 years old. And he did a good job gatekeeping. But guess what? I made myself eligible to do what I had to do. 8 grandkids. I need a playground for all of them. Wherever my kids is at, long as you chip in with whatever you got, I'm grateful. If you got some good money in this family, motherfucker, you gonna chip in. And you gonna make it enough. When you out on that football field and your motherfucking ass is out there sweating and shit and acting like you like football when you really don't, and it's hot as fuck out there, and you cheering and you loud and ghetto, and your child is the one scoring all the touchdowns and making all the baskets like mine and leaping and flying in the air for the shit, and you paying for extra classes and coaching and all kind of bullshit for them to be eligible, don't you let now one of these motherfuckers on this internet get on here and tell you ain't no type of mama, okay? Because God said you gonna see the mother's fruit, and I bet you I have that whole mother never land built by the time Christmas get here, okay? Or him and Dre gonna be out there on the street corners.
The percentage of the show that we worked on together messed up my relationship with my baby mama, like meddling in my relationship, being messy. We ain't gonna talk about that, huh? You post about my baby mama every 5 minutes on the internet, and now she, you know what I'm saying? situation I was in because you was in your grown son's relationship. That's what we're doing. So let's talk about the entitlement, right? I took you out to eat every single day, sometimes twice a day, bro. I gave you $140, $100, $250, just here and there, all throughout the day, all throughout the week, right? You know, just showing love. Tell her to post a birthday picture. How many birthday parties she threw in mine? What was I entitled to? All she could brag about. They had cars. You had 3 cars. That's why you let me drive one of your cars, bro. But other than that, you didn't do nothing. I had to rob for everything I had. When I wanted new shoes, they had to go make a play. You talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Talk about you having 3 cars for the longest and not having your kids have. Never really got shoes, clothes, Christmas presents. Tell her to post. Tell her do this. Everything she say, back it up with facts. Post a Christmas picture. You got all these pictures. You post baby pictures. Post a Christmas picture. Post a birthday picture. Post any of your kids' birthday pictures. Tell her to start just posting. You got 18 years worth of birthday times 3, right? You ain't got nailed birthday picture probably, bro. And the only birthday picture that you probably flashing is John's birthday. And my relationship ended because of her. You know what I'm saying? My relationship with my baby mama ended because of you. You know what I'm saying? We'd get back cool and you would spark the whole all over again. You would start arguments half the time. But we're not going to talk about that, though. We need an intervention for Karlissa because she thinks she's a great parent. And it's like, come on, bro, the world says that you're not. Like, you go viral for not being a good parent all the time. And when I asked you, like, you're not concerned about these people saying that? And you was like, I don't think I'm viral today. Like, you admit this shit, bro. So we can say a lot of it. You being a good parent, bro, we can just acknowledge that's what's up. You're not a good parent, bro. But your parenting is horrible. It's really bad. Like, on the highest level, like, every aspect. All 3 of your kids got some form of a dysfunction, bro. And it's amazing that we came out as good as we did. You know what I'm saying? Entitlement, what? Washing clothes. Nigga, I have 5 shirts over there. I spent $6,000 in 2 months. That's why you was washing clothes. Not because you nice. You trying to keep that money coming in, bro. You tried to do the same thing to Johnny's baby daddy. That's why he ran off. You was working him. Extorting him out his whole check. You're an extortionist. You know what I'm saying? And John was your favorite. The only one you half-ass showed love to was John. And look, y'all don't even get along, bro. Me and you never been cool. Ever. You need counseling. You need to grow up. You're supposed to be like somebody's mama. Like, and I'm arguing with you like you my equal. You know what happened? Because you toxic, you angry, you start fights, you lie all the time, bro. Your behavior is broadcasted on the internet for everybody to see. And y'all, if y'all see her on her live, tell her you're a very, very bad human being with a lot of boundary issues, and you have 0 empathy, and you have a very lack of talent because you spend so much energy being toxic.
The narcissistic mother doesn't just claim space in her son's life. She colonizes his inner world. His emotions, desires, and even his ambitions are filtered through her lens of approval. He becomes a projection, not a person. He learns from a very early age that he needs to perform a version of himself that keeps her happy and satisfied at all times. His literal identity becomes entangled and intertwined with his mother's happiness or lack thereof. To suggest that this woman robs this boy of his God-given birthright to develop normally and into his own person is an understatement, and she sees absolutely nothing wrong with what she's doing to him. She sincerely believes these are entitlements that she deserves. You must remember, all narcissists are living in a delusion where they reign supreme and everyone else should be orbiting around them. Though this son may appear compliant, loving, or devoted, there's often a hidden well of anger, rage at being used, at not being allowed to say no, at having his life hijacked by a mother who called it love. This rage, when unacknowledged, can erupt in self-destructive behavior, passive aggression, or explosive reactions in romantic relationships. It's the unspoken fury of a child who was never allowed to be a child. And unfortunately, what usually happens is if and when this adult son gets into a romantic relationship with someone, that person will become the dumping ground and the scapegoat used to release all of this suppressed rage. This son was never given permission to feel this rage against his mother, who truly earned his contempt and hatred. But the rage is still there, festering under the surface, and many times it will be directed right at the romantic partner he has as an adult.
Of abusing his wife, and today he was found competent to stand trial. The alleged abuse happened in March on Scarlet River Drive in northwest Bakersfield, according to court documents. A woman identified as Andre Harvey's wife told officers she was in bed with her 4-year-old daughter when Harvey accused her of being unfaithful, then hit and choked her. She says she then ran outside screaming for help, and a neighbor called 911. By the time police arrived, Harvey was gone. Police eventually pulled him over on Hegeman Road, where he was arrested.
With the mother with narcissistic traits. Now, to the mother, only certain mistakes matter, right? This is another kind of interesting dynamic we see. Mistakes that affect the mother directly, these are terrible and horrible, and the mother has a strong reaction to them. But mistakes that don't hurt her in some way or affect her directly, that are just bad for the son, she's not really going to worry about those as much. And this is part of what causes the inconsistent discipline we see so much in these relationships. So the son can do all kinds of things that are not healthy, but the mother's only going to punish him for those behaviors that directly affect her. Sign number 6, the son functions as an extension of the mother because she has blurred the boundary. So he doesn't learn how to cooperate with other people, and he doesn't learn to have a healthy level of competition. The son's success proves the mother's worth. It makes her valuable. The son represents the mother's greatness. So his failures may be ignored or criticized, right? So he gets, again, maybe a mixed message sometimes. It's not always consistent when he fails. But of course, when he succeeds, the mother is pleased with that, as long as other people can see that success and it reflects positively on her. So the emphasis is really on image. To the mother, that's all she really wanted. She just wanted to have other people see that she accomplished something great through the son. The son won't reveal flaws to the mother. Now, this one might not seem like a big deal all the time, but in my opinion, it's actually one of the more worrisome signs of this type of dynamic. The son fears criticism. He's never heard any type of criticism expressed in a helpful way. To him, it's always been the same as being ridiculed. The mother doesn't know how to criticize in a healthy way. The mother never set an example of admitting fault either, right? So he doesn't really know what that looks like. This particular sign, not revealing flaws to the mother, not appearing vulnerable to the mother, will always limit the growth and the depth of this relationship. And it'll always limit the growth and depth of any relationship that follows this same pattern. So that's really one of the concerns. Not necessarily that the son specifically doesn't want to talk about his shortcomings to the mother, but that he's going to adopt this as part of his personality, part of his relational style, and kind of go through life with never wanting to be vulnerable to anyone. Sign number 9, the mother sets up scenarios where she is chosen by the son over the son's wife, the daughter-in-law.
Okay, so I'm going to get on here and tell y'all one more time. Stop trying to remind me about some kids that came out of my ass. They ain't got no number 1 right now, so I don't need to get on here and talk about them right now. Okay? I talked about the people that enjoy the spotlight, that enjoy and embrace entertainment. Carter and Blue and Journey enjoy it. I'm not going to go force the other kids. Javon's not a fan of it. I don't know how Junie feels about it yet, but he don't complain yet. But when they complain, I try to give them their respect to do whatever it is that they want. My son is number 1 though, on YouTube. Yeah, he the one that sing that song that be like, I'm gonna get you.
Really? Oh, I'm not familiar.
Don't run from this boo. Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
All right, there you go.
You got more than just Blue as a kid. Yes, but he's the only one that's number 1 right now, okay? I'm not fixing to go make up some shit on some motherfucker not number 1 right now. I don't need y'all to tell me how to do my kids.
Blueface, baby. Ooh.
DJ Flair, make the money flare.
Hello. Good morning, bitch, how you doing today? Woke up this morning thinking about what I'ma drive today. GT or G63, I might just copyright. Told the bitch I'm on my way, not even on my way. What's the ETA? Bitch, don't ask me them type of questions. Are you gonna stay? Bitch, don't ask me them type of questions. Huh, what did you say? Bitch, don't ask me them type of questions. If you ain't heard what I said, bitch, it wasn't meant for you. Close your mouth, open your ears, what you finna do?